Welcome back to another episode of the IO Show. And today we have a good one that's been boggling my mind for this past week. Same thing with the rest of you is how 100 men would beat one gorilla. So before we even start this video, I already have a plan. So we're talking, here's the stipulations. Average men, bloodlusted, right, to take down the gorilla, right? So boom, I need chubby people on my team, right? So the heavier you are, because people think, oh, they're gonna, oh, the bigger dudes are gonna gas out. I don't need them to run. I need them to hold the gorilla. You have all that weight on you to lie down on that gorilla. Plus, hold on. Before I get to my plan, let me hear his, because right now my brain's really on it.
A guy on Twitter went super viral for saying that 100 unarmed men could take on a single gorilla in a fight. And ever since I saw that tweet, my entire social media feed has just been people discussing this argument, so I figured why not join them. If you guys remember, there actually used to be another photo that was kind of similar to this. It was like pick 2 to defend you and the rest try and hunt you, and you had to choose which animals
Pick 2 to defend you, the rest will hunt you. I don't like, give me... But there's only so many bullets. Give me the 15 wolves. And damn. Yeah, give me the 15 wolves and the 50 falcons. Why? Boom. Like y'all, I know what y'all think. Why not the gorillas? Why not the rats? Wolves, they already work in packs. So boom. The teamwork already there. Falcons, they fly. They may not have the best attack powers, but you can't get them when they're in the air. If 3 falcons are attacking you and they're all swarming, no animal here is taking them down. The bull's done. The guy only has so many bullets. Bears, I'm pretty sure wolves have taken down bears before. Crocodiles, the crocodiles are the hardest part. But I think I can take them. Lions, easy. They don't work together. And plus, we get the falcons and the wolves to work together. Done. Gorillas, done. Mice, cooked. Birds. It's light work.
you wanted on your side and which ones were gonna attack you. Yeah, dude, that meme right there gets sent into my family group chat like once every 6 months, okay? And every time we have a debate about which animals we would choose, and I'm convinced I always have the best ones. I have the best judgment when it comes to these type of questions. So, yeah, with all that being said, today we're gonna be talking about whether or not 100 unarmed men could beat one silverback gorilla in a fight. Now, to answer that question as quickly and objectively as possible, no. 100 men are not...
I'm confused on what gorillas you guys know. What? This is not the gorilla that we're going to be facing. Gorillas are 5'7", max, 300 pounds. Bro, by person 50, after 50 people have died, brutally murdered, eaten, ripped apart, you know what I'm saying, body parts all over the place. 50, bro, this gorilla is not King Kong. It's not Omni-Man. It's not Superman. The gorilla is not surviving 100 people. I'm not sure, maybe 100 of your people, but 100 of my people, nah. We got that locked down.
Not doing shit to a fucking gorilla. Mainly because, what can they really do? Assuming these guys are all your average Joes and this silverback gorilla is your typical silverback gorilla, the sheer numbers alone isn't enough, okay? A gorilla is a fucking gorilla. It's like a human, but a fucking gorilla. You know what I mean? On average, gorillas can bench up to 1,800.
When have you ever seen a gorilla in the gym? Oh my god, bro. Who are they testing? What gorilla is bench pressing? Please, if you have a video of a gorilla bench pressing, show me, please. I need to see a gorilla bench press. Or you're just going off the fact that it carries himself and has muscle. Man, bro, that's like saying what? The Rock can do 50 pull-ups. No, just because he can lift heavy doesn't mean it transfers into other categories.
100 pounds, okay? That's low-key light work for me, but for the average person, that's a lot of weight. They can also run up to 25 miles per hour and have the bite.
It has one mouth, and we're not running with it. We're attacking it. Us and the gorilla are willing to end each other about this. Oh my god! Just because it's gonna bite a couple people's shoulders off and you know what I'm saying, destroy them, while that person's getting their arm chewed out, while all their ligaments are being torn apart. Everybody else attacking.
force of 1,300 psi, which by the way is strong enough to crush your bone with a single bite. And last but not least, their bones are absurdly fucking tough. As a matter of fact, some guns can't even pierce their fucking skulls with a bullet. Alright? They can survive a fucking gunshot to the head. So basically what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to a human trying to hurt a gorilla, the gorilla can take 1,000 punches, hits, and kicks to the face because it's a fucking gorilla. But when it comes to the gorilla hurting the human, dude, he just has to fucking sneeze on you, bro. So it's like, even with 100 dudes, bro, what can you really do? I mean, you can swarm him, but then he'll just beat the shit out of each and every one of you. Like, could you imagine being the first guy the gorilla gets a hold of? Like, you ever see that video of the Hulk smashing Loki? He would do that shit in real life. So when it comes to 100 humans versus a silverback gorilla, the sheer numbers is not enough, okay? The only thing they have on the gorilla is intelligence.
Exactly.
So the only thing they can possibly do to beat the gorilla is somehow devise a plan to outsmart the gorilla and then somehow kill him there. But even then, with a plan, that has to be premeditated, okay? You can't just take 100 random different men, put them in a fucking grass pit with the gorilla, and expect them to devise a plan in the moment. You know, that's fucking impossible. So when it comes to the raw question, okay, 100 men versus a...
In his scenario, it'll be easy. Because let's say, right, we take 100 men, Hunger Games style, boom, toss them with a gorilla. We just need one person to take charge for real. That's all we really need. We get me in charge. Oh yeah. Humans up, gorillas down, you know what I mean? But 100 men versus one gorilla, light work. Bro, while it's tearing up one person, 4 others beating it up.
Fucking gorilla, no. Alright, that is not happening, okay?
They
are too stupid, they are too weak, and they are outnumbered, literally. 1 gorilla is still outnumbering 100 fucking men. Especially if it's just a bunch of random average Joes with no game plan. But let's say we didn't have to follow those rules, okay? Let's say hypothetically that we could choose the people who we wanted to fight the gorilla. Let's also say that they can hypothetically make a game plan before they even step in the ring. Well, this next segment of the video is going to be exactly that. By using these new rules, I'm going to be explaining how 100 unarmed men could possibly beat the odds and defeat a gorilla in a fight. Let's go. Alright, so the first thing we gotta do is choose the people who we want to fight the gorilla. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna make a roster of 100 different fucking people, but I'll give you guys, like, my top 10. Alright, now, first up on the list, we got LeBron James. Okay, this one should be very obvious. Not only is he the fucking GOAT, but he is the closest thing...
Nah, LeBron is not trained to fight. You feel me? Like, he may be strong at shooting a basketball. He may be tall. But again, he's not big. We need big guys. Gorilla get to hold him, tearing his shoulder off. So already bad pick.
The human race has to a gorilla, and I mean that in the least racist way possible. Like,
no,
he's black and I'm calling him a gorilla. Dude, the motherfucker is dunking on people at the age of 40, okay? He's 6'8", 250, alright? I'd call him a gorilla if he was fucking Indian. And not only is LeBron a phenomenal leader, he came back from a 3-1 deficit, okay? He knows what it's like to be the fucking underdog. So obviously, we need someone like him, who's very athletic, very strong, low-key resembles a gorilla, and also has phenomenal leadership skills and can lead the pack.
Okay, leadership, yes.
You feel me? This guy is the team captain. Alright, so next up on the roster, we got prime Shaquille O'Neal. Again, not trying to be racist, just a very gorilla-esque person.
Yes.
However, when it comes to LeBron James, I would compare him more to like Mojo Jojo, like the super smart, super villain monkey. And when it comes to Shaquille O'Neal, he's kind of like King Kong. Dude is just fucking massive. And sitting at 7'1", 325, he's the perfect bait and distraction for the gorilla. Obviously, Shaquille O'Neal is going to be the largest human in the ring, so he'll get the attention of the gorilla first, and he will probably want to get, beat his ass. And on top of that, Shaquille O'Neal is actually mentioned on a podcast that when he goes to the zoo, the gorillas like square him up and look at him weird because they think he's one of them and they take him as a threat. So this is just fucking perfect. The gorilla probably won't be able to throw Shaquille O'Neal around like a rag doll either. So
no,
the morale will stay up
only a
for the rest
Shaq
of
to
the
survive
people.
20
All right,
seconds.
so next up on the list we got Prime Tyson Fury. Now for those of you who don't know who this is, he was the 2015 and 2018 heavyweight champion, which means that he was the best fighter in the
we need him
weight
too.
class
Francis
in the world.
Ngannou. Yeah,
Arguably,
we need him.
he was the most dangerous person in the entire planet when it came to hand-to-hand combat. The guy also fell into a deep depression after he won the 2015 title, and then made a huge comeback 3 years later and won the title again in 2018 and fought fucking Deontay Wilder, another gorilla-ass motherfucker. So it's like, this guy is perfect, all right? If depression can't beat him, I mean, a gorilla might, but it's probably not going to be easy. So, yeah, that's why Prime Tyson Fury is on the roster, okay? He is literally the most dangerous
Go to the UFC
world.
next.
All right, so next up on the list, we got Prime Usain Bolt. Okay, remember how I said gorillas can run up to 25 miles per hour? Well, Usain can run up to 27. That is the only reason as to why he is on the list, okay? I just assume he's the only person who can outrun a fucking gorilla. Now, I know I only listed like 4 people, but I kind of want to explain how they would beat the gorilla, because they kind of already have the pieces, you know? Just kind of assume that every other person on the roster is similar to LeBron, Shaq, Usain Bolt, or Tyson Fury, and this is how they would beat a gorilla. Basically, I was doing my research, okay, and the only body part that gorillas and humans are equally as weak in are the fucking balls. So that is going to be the main premise of the game plan. By the way, gorillas don't punch or jab, they kind of just like grab you. So everyone's gonna be oiled the fuck up. I don't make the rules, but basically the essential gist of the game plan is distract, disorient, and then hit him in the fucking balls. First, you're gonna get all the big-ass Shaquille O'Neal motherfuckers, right? They're gonna come up to the circle and be like, so he's gonna be all distracted and be focusing on them. That's when all the fast Usain Bolt motherfuckers just come in and push him over. Then the LeBron motherfuckers come in and swarm the gorilla, hold his arms and restrain him. Meanwhile, everyone's making fucking monkey noises to overstimulate and disorient the gorilla. Then once the gorilla is apprehended and his legs are spread, the Tyson Fury motherfuckers come out from behind the Shaquille O'Neal motherfuckers and they just go crazy on his ball sack. And like I said before, gorillas' balls and human balls are very similar. So one good hit on the balls, that gorilla is out of commission. And then obviously, you know, it's multiple people hitting the balls multiple times. Like after that, you know, that he's just gonna be like dying, getting jumped by hundreds of people. It's free game after that, bro. Just hit the gorilla in the balls. I genuinely think that's the only way to beat him. Like seriously. That plan is not easy though. It requires a crazy amount of confidence, timing, precision, accuracy, being able to hit the gorilla in the ball. You know, there's a million different factors that come into play. So it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm over.
So boom, my plan is similar, but you gotta hit him everywhere, bro. We get the Shaquille O'Neals, the Tyson Furies, elbows, fists, jump kicks, you know what I'm saying? Hit him with one of these. And then just let me get the finishing blow, you know what I'm saying? I'll be in the trees like these, right? I'll be in the trees like this. And then just like kill the gorilla, you know what I'm saying? Single-handedly.
Maybe I'm over my head, but that is my take on the whole situation, I guess. How 100 men would take a fucking gorilla in a fight. Alright, so when it comes to my final thoughts on the whole situation, obviously 100 men are not doing shit to a gorilla. I think he would maul each and every one of them, and then they would be talking about what he did to the first guy for fucking centuries. But when it comes to those really unrealistic standards where you have the top 100 humans in the world who all resemble LeBron James, Tyson Fury, Usain Bolt, or fucking Shaquille O'Neal, then yeah, maybe you have a chance, but realistically speaking, you fucking don't. But regardless, that's probably gonna be the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope I educated at least one of you. If you liked it, subscribe.
Anyway, forget what he's saying. We got that. We got that in 10. We got, no, it ain't 10. We got that in 5. Ain't gonna be a gorilla, a monkey, an orangutan. Humans in 5. Humans in 5. And plus, we don't even need the top 1%. We can get the average man. Put me in charge. Locked. Bro, like, that's all we really need, bro. Mediocre game plan. The average man. Gorilla. Cooked. Well, anyway, that is the end of the video. What he said. Like, comment, subscribe. And, yeah. The indomitable human spirit will always win against a gorilla.